Leo, my friend, I was warned not to say this out loud. But I'm going to say it anyway because you deserve to hear it. You are already a millionaire in spirit, and soon, your reality will catch up to that truth. That may sound bold. It may even sound impossible. But I want you to sit with that statement not with doubt, but with curiosity. There's a reason this message found you. And no, it's not just another positive prediction floating around on YouTube. This is personal. This is precise. And this might be the moment that finally shifts the way you see yourself and what you're truly capable of. You felt it, haven't you? That something is building. Something big. The quiet sense that change is circling just outside your current life. It's not a coincidence. You didn't imagine it. That feeling is real. And it's trying to tell you now is the time to stop playing small. I'm taking a risk by bringing you this message, not because it's dangerous but because many forces, including your own doubts and past experiences, have tried to keep you from hearing it. But I'm not here to play safe. I'm here to speak clearly. And the truth is, you've been carrying the energy of wealth for years. You've just been too weighed down by what other people said to recognize it. See, Leo, you're not the type to chase after shiny things. You don't crave attention for the sake of it. But when you're honest with yourself, you've always known you were built for something more. You've always felt a kind of internal royalty, not arrogance, but a deep sense that you were meant to lead, to shine, to inspire. And yet, somewhere along the way, life got heavy. Responsibilities piled up. People misunderstood you. Some even made you feel like your light was too much, or that wanting more was selfish. That's not your truth. That's not your fault. But it's also not where the story ends. You're standing at a threshold now, a financial, emotional, and spiritual one, and on the other side of it is a life where you no longer have to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. This isn't about luck. This isn't about winning the lottery. This is about a shift in how you see your own value. It's about reclaiming your time, your talents, and your right to thrive. The moment you stop doubting your worth, the world around you starts responding very differently. This is your moment. The door is open. And if you've ever found yourself saying, maybe next time, or I'm not ready, I'm here to tell you, this is the next time. You are ready. You didn't land on this video by accident. You were led here, and I'm asking you to trust that just a little more than you trust your fear. Take a breath. Feel what's stirring in your chest. That's not anxiety. That's recognition. Something inside you already knows this message is true. So here's what I invite you to do. Leave a comment below and write the words, I accept the abundance that's been waiting for me. Let it be your agreement with the universe, your signature on a new chapter. And if you're still here with me, stay. Because what's coming next will not only explain why this message was once hidden. It will show you why it's arriving now. Leo, there are moments in life when the invisible finally becomes visible. Not because it wasn't always there, but because you are finally ready to see it. That's where we are right now. There is a doorway opening behind you. Not in front of you. Behind you, because this opportunity has been following you for a long time, waiting for the right moment to be acknowledged. It's what some might call the 888 doorway, a symbolic portal of abundance, but more than a number, it's a frequency. A rhythm. A quiet tapping on your shoulder that says, look again. The wealth you've been chasing is already circling you. The energy of 888 is rooted in completion and continuity. It's not a burst of luck, it's the culmination of choices, intentions, and quiet faith held over time. In numerology, 8 is the number of power and financial alignment. When tripled, it amplifies that message. This isn't just about having enough, this is about overflow. Endings that lead to upgraded beginnings. And that's precisely where you are, Leo. Not lost. Not behind. But standing in the rare space where past, present, and future are finally lining up to release what has long been blocked. And let's be real for a second, abundance has never been about the money alone. It's about access. It's about ease. It's about not having to calculate your worth in discounts or apologies. That's what this shift is offering you. But here's the truth. A doorway can only do so much if the person meant to walk through it keeps hesitating at the threshold. That hesitation doesn't come from laziness or failure. More often, it comes from years of being taught to dim your own light. Maybe somewhere along the way you were told you were too much. Maybe someone looked at your dreams and laughed. Maybe you've internalized the message that it's safer to expect less than to risk disappointment. So you backed away. You said no to things your heart quietly said yes to. You dismissed opportunities that felt exciting but scary. You shrank, not because you were weak, but because you were human. And that's okay. But let me ask you something now. Honestly, how much longer are you willing to wear a life that's 2 sizes too small? Because Leo, you were never meant to fit in anyone's shadow. You were meant to stand fully in your own glow. This isn't about guilt. It's about recognition. You are like a king who forgot there were diamonds sewn into the lining of his coat. You've been walking through everyday life with riches stitched beneath your shoulders, not because they were hidden from you, but because you never stopped long enough to feel them. Now, the light is catching the thread. Now, it's unmistakable. Now, the world is starting to see what's always been there. But more importantly, you're seeing it too. So, what if this time, you didn't turn away? What if you let the light hit you fully and you didn't flinch? What if you said yes to your own value, without needing anyone else to validate it first? That's what this moment is really about. Not just a financial upgrade. A soul-level decision to stop abandoning yourself at the edge of abundance. If something in you is stirring, don't ignore it. That's your inner compass and it's finally pointing home. Leave a comment if you're ready to step forward and say, I release all limiting beliefs around money. Say it out loud. Let the words become a new agreement between you and your future. Because this time, Leo, the door isn't just open, it's glowing. And it's been waiting for you. You might still be wondering, is this real? Am I really about to step into something this big? I hear that doubt. It's natural. Especially if life has been teaching you for years to keep your expectations low. But now, the cards are revealing something undeniable, and their language when read with care is more than symbolic. It's deeply personal. The first card that came through for you, Leo, is the Sun. In any reading, this card is a blessing. But for you ruled by the Sun itself, this is a profound reflection of who you are at your core. You are the light. Not the imitation, not the spark someone else lit, you are the source. This means you don't need permission to shine, to take up space, to thrive. The light you've been waiting for is the light you already carry. And when the sun appears, it's not just predicting success, it's confirming it. It's saying the path has been cleared. Now it's about whether you'll allow yourself to walk it fully lit. Then came the Wheel of Fortune, and this is where things get even more interesting. This card is the turning point. A sacred reminder that your life is not fixed in the patterns of your past, or in the limitations passed down through family lines. The wheel doesn't erase the struggles you've had with money, security, or self-worth, but it does say, that chapter is closing. When the wheel turns upright, it's a sign that the tides are shifting in your favor. Not because you got lucky, but because your energy has been gradually quietly aligning with a higher truth, that you are not meant to repeat what came before. You are meant to rise above it. And then, just as if the universe wanted to underline all of this, the Ace of Pentacles arrived. Now, I want you to really take this in. This card doesn't just hint at opportunity, it guarantees it. Within the next 72 hours, you may be presented with something new. A message. A connection. An idea. A financial opening. It might seem small at first, but don't dismiss it. The ace is always the seed of something lasting, and this one is being handed directly to you, like a key. Your only task is to recognize it for what it is. To say yes, even if your voice shakes. Now, I've worked with the law of attraction for years, and I'll tell you this, synchronicity doesn't happen by accident. When 3 cards like these appear together, it means the universe isn't whispering anymore. It's placing signs in plain view. If you've been seeing repeated numbers, hearing the same message from different places, or feeling an inner nudge that just won't quit, that's alignment. That's your signal. And then came the Magician, and I smiled, because I knew what this meant for you. Leo, you're not just here to receive abundance. You're here to create it. The Magician is the ultimate reminder that you already have everything you need. Tools. Vision. Voice. Energy. Presence. The problem is never lack. The problem is often forgetfulness. You've forgotten just how powerful your natural talents really are. So here's your next step, and I want you to really do this. Take a quiet moment and write down 3 things you're good at. Not what you think will make money. Not what others want from you. Just 3 things that come naturally, even if you've never been paid for them. That's your gold mine. Your buried treasure. And when you begin to work with those gifts even just a little, you'll be amazed at what starts to move around you. Because the moment you stop questioning if you're ready is usually the exact moment you already are. You've come a long way, Leo. And I don't just mean the steps you've taken physically or the things you've achieved on paper. I mean the emotional ground you've covered, the silent battles you've fought, the ways you've held your head high even when everything inside you felt small. That takes courage. But here's the part most people never talk about. Sometimes the biggest weight we carry isn't failure. It's the words that stuck. The offhand comment from someone close. The judgment you internalized. The moment you made yourself smaller just to keep the peace. Those are the echoes that linger in your energy field. And if you've been feeling stuck lately, like you're standing at a glass wall that no one else can see, this might be why. It's not that you're cursed. It's not that you're broken. It's just that some of your light got buried under beliefs that were never truly yours. Old voices telling you money is selfish. That wanting more makes you ungrateful. That leadership is dangerous. That your dreams are unrealistic. But Leo, those voices were never meant to define you. They were meant to test you. And now, you're being invited to release them. Not with anger, not with bitterness, but with full permission to move on. Forgiveness doesn't mean what happened was okay. It means you're done carrying it. It means you're making space for something much, much better. And right now, that better is circling you in the form of choice. When the Lover's card appears, it's not always about romance. More often, it's about a moment when your soul says, "This is the path." Even if it scares you. And the truth is, real growth always comes with fear. The good kind. The kind that makes your stomach flip not because something's wrong, but because something inside you knows it's right and different and bold. So if you're standing at a crossroads, and you've been delaying that decision, I want to offer you a simple practice. Write it down. Just one sentence, the thing you've been hesitating on. Then ask yourself this: does this choice scare me because it will stretch me? Or because it will shrink me? That answer, the quiet, honest one, is your compass. And here's something else the energy is showing me: a message is coming. Not in some dramatic way, but in the small things. A text you weren't expecting. An email you almost overlook. A casual conversation that drops a sentence straight into your gut. Over the next 72 hours, these little pings will show up, and if you're present enough to notice them, they could unlock something massive. That's how real abundance often works. Not with a spotlight, but with a whisper. It rarely kicks the door down. It usually knocks softly. The question is whether you're willing to open it. So I want to ask you something personal. What would you do if the next message you read changed everything? Comment below and let yourself dream into it. Let your energy respond before logic cuts in. Because your path forward isn't being built through spreadsheets and control, it's being built through awareness. And right now, the universe is giving you every sign it can. You're not being left behind. You're being invited to notice and to say yes before the world catches up. When you begin to say yes to your own light, Leo, something remarkable happens, not just inside you, but around you. There's a quiet shift in the way the world responds to you. People you thought were permanent fixtures may begin to fall away, almost without conflict, without explanation. And that can feel confusing at first. Lonely, even. But it's not rejection. It's refinement. Because energy doesn't lie, and when yours rises, only those who are truly in alignment will stay close. That's what the Three of Cups is showing us now. A new circle is forming. Not of people who tolerate you, but of those who celebrate you. Soul-aligned friends. Collaborators. Supporters who reflect the version of you that's finally stepping forward. You'll know them not by what they say, but by how your nervous system relaxes in their presence. You'll feel more like yourself around them than you ever did trying to be enough for the people who couldn't see you before. This kind of connection doesn't always show up with grand fanfare. Sometimes it begins as a comment, a smile, a message that feels oddly familiar. It's not that these people are perfect, it's that they're on the same frequency. And when the Ten of Cups enters the picture, it takes this truth one step further. You're not just calling in community, you're laying the foundation for a life that feels whole. Not just rich in money, but rich in meaning. In warmth. In shared meals, honest conversations, safe love. There's something you may have forgotten in your chase for survival, that emotional wealth is just as vital as financial wealth. And often, one unlocks the other. When you stop fighting for love and start allowing it, your body shifts. Your home feels different. Even your thoughts soften. And if you've been carrying the tension of providing, fixing, earning, proving, maybe now is the time to allow space for intimacy to rise up through the cracks. Not as a performance, but as a return. So here's something simple to try. Create one small ritual this week that invites warmth back into your home. Light a candle before dinner. Sit at the table without your phone. Ask someone you love a deeper question and really listen. These tiny actions are far more powerful than you think. Because when you treat your environment as sacred, your energy follows. And let's talk about your body for a moment, because for many of you, your physical self has been quietly carrying the emotional weight of the last few years. The uncertainty. The long nights. The plans on hold. Financial stress doesn't just live in spreadsheets, it lives in the neck, the back, the gut, the skin. If you've been feeling fatigue, heaviness, brain fog, it's not just age. It's accumulation. But the good news is, your body wants to recover. It was built for resilience. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to return to your breath. Hydrate more. Eat food that's been alive recently. Add enzymes. Take 3 minutes every morning to breathe, not to meditate perfectly, but to remember that you're still here, and that's enough. You've been in survival mode, Leo. But now, a new space is opening, a space where your body, your heart, and your environment all begin to reflect the same truth. You are safe to thrive. You are safe to be supported. And you are safe to heal. Let the right people in. Let your home feel like home. And let your body become the vessel that carries your next chapter, not with force, but with peace. There comes a moment when you stop asking, why me, and start asking, why not me? For you, Leo, that moment is now. You've walked through your share of shadows, held up the weight of responsibility, stayed quiet when you knew you had more to say, and yet, something inside you kept whispering, it's not over. There's more for you. You were made for more. That whisper has grown louder lately, hasn't it? A nudge in your chest. A restlessness in your thoughts. The feeling that you're supposed to do something, but maybe you haven't known exactly what. That's what the judgment card brings, a call. Not from someone outside of you, but from deep within your spirit. A remembering. A rising. Not to chase something, but to answer something, a higher version of yourself that's been waiting patiently for you to step forward and claim your seat at the table. This card is never just about change, it's about awakening. It tells me you're not just here to make money. You're here to build something that lasts. Not just wealth, but a legacy. A ripple effect. You've been given the heart of a lion, not just to survive but to lead. To inspire. To create systems and opportunities that help others unlock their abundance, too. This isn't about ego. It's about impact. So what do you do with all this energy that's finally aligning? You ground it, You give it shape. You start. Not with perfection but with clarity. There's likely an idea that's been sitting on the back shelf of your mind, gathering dust. A project. A dream. A skill you've been underestimating. This is your sign to pick it back up. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the stars to feel perfect. Start small. Write the outline. Make the call. Design the first step. Because momentum is sacred right now, and the universe is supporting every move you make with aligned intent. If you've been feeling foggy around your finances, this is also the time to bring structure. Open a blank page and write the title, My Financial Vision. Not your limitations, your vision. What would your money life look like if you trusted yourself fully? What habits, what flows, what choices would reflect the millionaire energy that's been quietly building inside you? Write it down. Name it. Anchor it. And as you do, work with the symbols that want to support you. This week, 2 colors are vibrating at your frequency: champagne gold and royal blue. Gold for your worth, your earned light, your sovereign abundance. Blue for your wisdom, your voice, your intuitive clarity. You don't have to wear them head to toe. Even a candle, a note, a reminder on your altar or in your space is enough to shift the mood, to align the subconscious with where you're headed. The numbers coming through for you are 888, 17, and 11. 888 speaks of financial breakthrough through spiritual alignment. 17 is the number of the star healing, hope, and divine timing. And 11 is the master number of intuition and leadership, a portal that opens when you choose yourself, completely. Try this simple ritual tonight. Light a candle any color, but bonus if it's gold or blue. Take a breath. Then write down 3 things you know you deserve, not because you worked hard enough, but because you're finally ready to receive them. Read them aloud every morning this week. Let your voice be the bridge between your inner knowing and your outer results. You don't need to fight for your future anymore, Leo. You need to embody it. Because the crown has always been yours. You're just now realizing you were born wearing it. Leo, if you've made it this far, it's not by accident. Something inside you has always known you were meant for more than just surviving, more than dimming your light to make others comfortable, more than carrying the weight of other people's expectations. This message, however hidden or delayed it may have felt in the past, has finally reached you because you are ready. And when I say that, I don't mean ready in the way the world usually defines it, not perfect, not polished, not fearless. I mean spiritually aligned. I mean emotionally willing. I mean tired of shrinking and finally brave enough to say, I choose me. You don't need permission to prosper. You don't need validation from the outside. You've already been chosen by the universe, by your own soul, by every version of you that refused to give up even when the doors were shut and the road was unclear. And now, your only job is to step through. Not with pressure, but with presence. Not with doubt, but with a sense of quiet authority that says, this life is mine to shape. Everything you've heard in this message is not a distant prediction, it's an invitation. A spark. A sacred reminder that transformation begins not in the external shifts, but in the decision to believe something new. That you are worthy. That you are capable. That your future can look nothing like your past if you allow it. And yes, it's going to take action. But not frantic effort. Just honest steps. The kind that start with clarity, followed by commitment, followed by the quiet courage to stay on course. So let me ask you something real. What if you stopped playing it safe and started playing it true? What if you trusted your timing, honored your instincts, and stopped waiting for proof to believe in your power? What if you gave yourself just 1 year, 1 season to fully act like the leader, the creator, the millionaire energy you've always felt deep down you were born to be? Because you don't just carry light, Leo, you are light. And when you walk like you remember that, you give others permission to rise too. That is your gift. That is your empire. Now I want to hear from you. If something in this message lit a fire in your heart, even a small one, comment below and say, I'm ready to become the wealthy soul I was always destined to be. Let it be your affirmation, your anchor, your agreement with what's already unfolding for you. And if this touched you, share it with someone you love. Another Leo, another light. Because truth shared is truth multiplied. And don't forget to subscribe to Eternal Mindfulness, where each week we return here not just for predictions, but for realignment. For clarity. For the soft but powerful reminder that you are never alone on this journey. I see your path. I feel your power. And I know without a doubt that this is only the beginning of your rise.